Hello, all you good people of the world. My name is Crys'Dawna. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. If you're not new here, welcome back, friends and family. Today we are going to be doing some fun texture layering blending. We're going to be using Nordic Chic paint today. This is a paint out of Denmark. I will make sure that I put in the description below where you can go to the site and find a local retailer. We are going to be working on this piece right here. So if you guys want to see that, stay here. The first step before you use Nordic Chic is to use their Prep and Clean cleaner. So I'm going to spray this on the entire piece and allow it to sit for a few minutes. Then I'm going to wipe it off with a microfiber cloth and go over it with clean water and a clean rag. And then this is going to degloss it and get this surface ready for Nordic Chic's paint. I'm going to put a base coat of colors down first before we go in and layer and blend. So I'm going to use Lisbon Cobalt, and I'm going to put that on the top half of this entire piece. And I'm just going to lay down a really nice base coat because we are going to be layering and blending this clay-based paint into each other. And so that's what we're doing first, is the Lisbon Cobalt. The bottom half of this piece is going to be painted in Petronella, which is a deep green color. So we're going to do the bottom half the same way that we did the Lisbon Cobalt, and we're going to put a nice layer of that on here so that we can get ready for all of the next part, which is going to be the blending and the layering. Now, this is a clay-based paint, so it's going to dry lighter than what you see here. And because it's clay-based paint, you need to seal it because it will reactivate with water. But with it being that kind of paint, it's going to blend and layer really, really nicely. And you're going to see that here in a little bit. I know that we're going to be using a lot of Nordic Chic's colors today, but what's really nice is that she has smaller little pots so that you can try all the different colors. So we're going to do Lisbon Cobalt, Hot Lips, Ruby Wine, Purple Rain, Rusty, and Turkish Delight on the top of this piece. I am going to put on the screen what I'm using when I'm using it, but this is what we're trying to get to. So this is not sealed and it's dry, so it's a little bit lighter. But we're going to go over to the right and we're going to recreate this over here on this side that you just saw on the left. So I'm going to put a layer of the Lisbon Cobalt down first, so that way we can get it ready and primed for our blending. I do not wait in between layers for the paint to dry before I start blending and layering them. Because this is a clay-based paint, it layers and blends really well, and you don't have to wait in between coats. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking Ruby Wine and I am going to place it in a bunch of different areas. So that way this, when it's mixed with that Lisbon Cobalt, is going to create a purple, more of a wine color. I'm lightly putting it on there, and then what I'm doing is I'm going in with Purple Rain and I am layering over top of that Ruby Wine with the Purple Rain as well. So we're almost layering and blending at the same time with those two colors over top of the Lisbon Cobalt. With clay paints, they do tend to dry faster, so I have a mister bottle and I'm going to mist this surface, and this is going to allow the colors to blend a little bit better. And I'm going to take Hot Lips and I'm going to place that over in areas and just take that brush and go in circular motions and go in horizontal motions so that I can blend those into each other. I'm going to keep the surface misted and I am going to just add that Hot Lips just in areas that I want some highlights. Now I'm going to go in with Turkish Delight, which is a kind of a minty color, minty blue color. And what this is going to do is in some areas, it's going to create a lighter purple. And then I'm also going to put it in some of the recessed areas so that we can almost have a patina look on there. So I'm going to take this and put that in areas. And then I'm just taking that brush that I used the hot lips for, and I am just blending those together right now. So you need to trust the process on this. It's going to be a few layers before we really start seeing where we want to go. So right now it's lightened up quite a bit, and then we are going to keep layering and blending. So what we're going to do is we're going to take ruby wine and we are going to layer that over top of different areas where we want a little more red. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of hot lips in a few areas so that we can create a more highlighted area in that drawer front. Then what we're going to do is take Purple Rain and we're going to move down a little bit, and we are going to add Purple Rain in different areas, kind of like what we did with the Ruby Red, but now we're doing it with the Purple Rain. So again, you need to trust this process. We're going to layer and then we're going to blend into each other. And now we're going to go back to the top drawer and we're going to add Turkish Delight again. But you can see that I am pouncing it in some of the areas. And so those are going to sit in those recessed areas after we go over and blend them so that it has more of a patina look. Now I'm going to take my brush that I use with my Purple Rain. I actually use the same brush for the Ruby Wine and Purple Rain. And I am going to just go over all the areas with the Turkish Delight. I am going to mist those areas so that way I can blend them a little bit better. And then I'm going to take my Lisbon Cobalt brush. What I just did is misted the actual brush, and I'm going to go over those areas with that as well to help blend it in a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is wipe off that brush to get all of the colors off, and then I'm going to dip it in the Cobalt, the Lisbon Cobalt, and we are going to go over that drawer and just mix everything and blend it together. Once we're done blending that in, we are going to take Ruby Wine again, and I am going to layer that over in a bunch of different areas. Next, we are going to take Rusty and we are going to add that in areas to the middle drawer and to the top drawer. I know this is going to seem really odd because it's an orange color, but it's all going to come together. So what I'm doing is I'm blending into the top drawer, so we're making more of an terracotta type color, and then I'm going to put it in the recessed areas because, again, just like over to the left where we have that Turkish Delight, we want that to sit in those areas to create more dimension. And now what I'm going to do is I'm misting it, and I'm taking my Lisbon Cobalt brush and I'm using that to blend everything in, and I'm wiping that brush off because then it gets a little bit too much orange on it. Then I'm going to dip it in the Lisbon Cobalt, then I'm going to blend that bottom orange area. We're going to go back with the Purple Rain and we are going to layer that over top again. What we're doing is we're trying to create a little bit more purple in different areas, darker shaded purple in areas, and so that's what we're doing next. We're going to move to the bottom of the piece, and we're going to be using French mustard, Pacific Ocean, Moroccan green, and Petronella. The first thing I'm going to do is mist the surface, and I'm going to put another layer of Petronella down before we start blending. But what I'm going to do is take this Petronella and I'm going to go over the middle drawer and just add some of that green color up into that drawer, over the orange and over the purples. After the Petronella, I am going to layer Pacific Ocean in different areas on the bottom of the piece. So we're going to move from the middle drawer, so the second drawer, and down is what we're working on right now. So that way we can create a cohesive blend and dimension on this piece. So we're using the Pacific Ocean, and I'm going to mist it and just blend it into that Petronella by going in circles, horizontal and vertical. Next is French mustard, and this is a yellow color, and what this is going to do is it's going to create not only some yellow in areas, but it's going to create kind of a brighter little like a lime green on stuff. And so that is what we're doing here, and this is going to create a highlight, and I am going to add the French mustard in different areas and just kind of do circular motions and blend it already into the paint that we have here that is wet. Now I'm going to take the brush that I used to put Petronella on, and I'm going to mist, and then I'm going to go over all of the French mustard areas so that way I can blend it in there and I can lighten up, or I can make that yellow, that French mustard, a little bit less bold. The last step on the bottom of this is to take Moroccan green, and I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to just dip it in the brush ever so slightly, and I'm just going to put just a little bit of that Moroccan green, and then I'm going to push it out and blend it and layer it on top of the bottom of this piece. In order to bring out the really pretty deep colors of this, we are going to take Nordic Chic's top coat, and I'm going to pour a little bit into a paper plate, and I am going to put a thin layer of this on, and that way you can start seeing how it's going to deepen the colors, and then it is sealing this piece because this paint does need to be sealed. We're going to use Fairy Dust by Nordic Chic in Sun-Kissed Bronze, and what this is this is like a mica powder, and what you can do is you can mix it in to Nordic Chic's top coat or their wax. And so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, and I'm going to mix it in there, and you can make it as deep as you want, as shiny as you want, And so I'm going to add just a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a makeup brush and I am going to go over all of the ornate areas to add a little bit of that sun-kissed bronze and bring this entire piece together. Okay everybody, this piece is done. This video is done. I hope you liked that and you found it helpful. I really like Nordic Chic paint. It is a clay-based paint which blends really nicely. It layers really nicely. It's really great for an artistic blend. I'm gonna put in the description below where you can go to find a Nordic Chic retailer. And until next time, check that out. I love it. Stay here for the staged picture so you can see even more up close the layers and dimension of this piece. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you guys later. Happy creating. Darling, bye.
Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. And get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.